Welcome back to the mojo-gpu-puzzles. This is puzzle 7, 2D blocks, and you can follow along at puzzles.modular.com. In this puzzle, we extend what we know about thread blocks into 2 dimensions. That shift matters because most real GPU work processes matrices, images, and tensors, all 2D. This puzzle is where the mental model starts matching real-world kernels. By the end of this tutorial, we will have completed a few key objectives. First, understand how GPU blocks extend into 2 dimensions to cover matrix data and calculate 2D global indices that map threads to their correct positions. We'll coordinate a grid of multiple blocks across both the X and Y directions. We'll write boundary checks that prevent out-of-bounds memory access when thread counts exceed data size. I'll cover a few key terms to anchor the explanation. First, a block grid, a 2D arrangement of thread blocks that tiles your data space. In this puzzle, it's 2 blocks wide by 2 blocks tall. Block dimensions, the number of threads per block in X and Y, here 3 by 3 or 9 threads per block. Grid dimensions, that's blocks per grid, the number of blocks in a grid in X and Y, here 2 by 2 or 4 blocks total. Global index, the thread's actual position in the full 2D data space, calculated from its block position and thread position within that block. Finally, row major layout, how 2D data is stored in one-dimensional memory. The element at row column lives offset by row times width plus column. Here's the setup. We have a 5 by 5 matrix, 25 elements. We'll process it using a 2 by 2 grid of thread blocks, where each block contains 3 by 3 threads. That gives us 4 blocks by 9 threads, or 36 threads in total, more than the 25 elements we actually have. That's normal in GPU programming. The extra threads need to exit without touching memory. Let's visualize the coverage. Each block covers a 3 by 3 tile of the output. That tile fits neatly over the 5 by 5 data, except the rightmost column and the bottom row that extends to index 5, which doesn't exist. Those threads do nothing. Let's take a look at the code. We have 2 versions, a raw pointer access and layout tensor. Here we have our constants, size is 5, blocks per grid is 2 by 2, threads per block is 3 by 3, and data type is float 32. The configuration matches what we described, 5 by 5 data, 2 by 2 block grid, 3 by 3 threads per block. Our function signature, add 10 blocks 2-dimensional, has an output, it's an unsafe pointer, input A is an unsafe pointer, and size is an integer. We see that row gets block dimension Y times block index Y plus thread index Y, column gets block dimension X times block index X plus thread index X, and then we've got 2 lines to fill in. The global index calculation is already done here. Your job is to add the boundary check and the actual memory operation. The main function below initializes a 5 by 5 input buffer with values 0 through 24, launches the kernel, and checks that every output equals its input plus 10. The file problem7 layout tensor has the same overall structure, but instead of unsafe pointers, we're using layout tensors. The indexing formula is identical, only how you write the memory access operations changes. Let's implement our solution starting with the raw pointer version. First, the bounds check, if row less than size and column less than size, and then the operation. Output row times size plus column gets A row times size plus column plus 10. 2 things are happening in those 2 lines. 1, that boundary check ensures threads beyond the 5 by 5 matrix don't access memory. Without that, we get an out of bounds error. 2, the one-dimensional index, row times size plus column, converts our 2D coordinates into the flat memory layout. Here is the layout tensor version. Function add 10 blocks 2D. Output is a layout tensor. Input A is a layout tensor. Size is an integer. We've got our row calculation, our row indexing. We've got a column indexing. Then our bounds checking, if row less than size and column less than size, and our operation. Output, position row column, gets A, position row column plus 10. The boundary check here is identical. The only difference is the indexing syntax. Output row column instead of output row times size plus column. That's because layout tensor handles the row major offset internally, which removes a common source of bugs when dimensions change. Let's run our solution. Pixi run P07. We expect our output to be 10, 11, 12, etc., our inputs plus 10. And the output matches the expected output, and the same with layout tensor. Of the 36 threads that launched, 25 did work, and 11 exited the boundaries check. No out-of-bounds memory access, no incorrect writes. The grid of block structure is how GPU programs scale to large data. A 5 by 5 matrix is good for this toy example, but the same indexing pattern works when that matrix is 4096 by 4096. That's Puzzle 7. You can try it yourself at puzzles.modular.com. Subscribe so you don't miss subsequent entries in the series, and join the discussion in the modular forum. There's a link in the description. Thanks for following along, and I'll see you in the next puzzle.